All right. As a, I've been on the board of directors for the chamber, and always looking for something positive to bring to the group. So I was introduced to what Sandro does because he did a much bigger seminar to a wider audience, and I really thought what he was trying to do would be very apropos for a chamber. So I asked him to condense it and present it to us. I have just a huge respect for Sandro. I get to see him on a weekly basis through a networking group that I'm in. He's introduced me to a lot of cost savings availability to businesses. I love his name. Gladiator, I think Excellence really exemplifies the power and passion Sandro has for his business. He's had this business since 2007.
Yes, so, that's right. Okay, so I am about to join it.
Well, and I'm really looking forward to hearing this. This will be the first time I've heard this presentation. I know he's going to bring value to all of us. So I hope you're prepared to take notes. Sandro, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. When I was about 12 years old, I got a newspaper delivery route, and I needed an alarm clock to wake me up extra early. So I bought a clock radio for $5 off a guy selling them on a street corner where I grew up in Queens, New York. I probably shouldn't have been surprised when I got home and my clock radio didn't produce any sound. Now, I didn't know anything about fixing electronics, but I had a basic understanding of electricity. So I managed to open the clock radio with a butter knife. I found a loose wire, and I connected the wire to a speaker because it looked like that's where it should go. And boom, I had sound. Now, if I could have just learned how to not throw the newspapers on top of people's houses, I probably could have kept my job. Hi, everyone. My name is Sandro Marc-Charles, and welcome to the guests and hello, Westland Chamber. I shared that story because since that time, I have been interested in technology, but specifically how simple solutions can make a big difference. For nearly 20 years, I traveled around the world helping people and companies make adjustments in their sales and their operations, and that amounted anywhere from thousands to millions of dollars for those people and organizations. Today, my company, Gladiator Excellence, works with small businesses in order to help them have more efficiency and help them implement the right payment and marketing solutions. By the time we're done here today, you're going to know how to make changes in 3 key areas that will help you make a big comeback in the year 2022. Is anybody ready for some positive changes? Maybe a little bit. You'll learn how to get more new customers, keep existing ones, and keep them all coming back more often. In today's environment, staffing has been a really major challenge for many businesses. Today, I'll share with you some critical things you can do to attract new staff, keep existing staff, and reduce the amount of time that onboarding and training takes. And last but not least, we'll talk about how you can increase your profit without sacrificing the level of your service or the quality of your products. And in order to stay within the 20 to 25-minute time constraint, I won't really be taking questions during the presentation, but I will answer any questions I see in the chat box afterwards. And also, I may be asking you some questions, and if you'll go ahead and put those in the chat box, I'll appreciate that. So let's begin. Customers. How do we get more customers? How do we keep our existing customers? And how do we get them all coming back more often? It might surprise you to know that one of the best ways to get new customers is something that you probably already have for free. And that's reviews, online reviews specifically. It shouldn't be a surprise that in today's world, many people will go and check out your reviews before they ever walk into your business or even before they might do business with you online. What you might not know is having high reviews, in other words, 4 stars and above, is a great thing, but also the number of reviews makes a difference. I'll give you an example. Let's say you're looking to go to a restaurant and you find 2 similar restaurants. One of them has 4 stars and the other one, and that one has, let's say, has 10,000 reviews, 4 stars. But another one has 5 stars, but they have only 8 reviews. Which one do you go to? Anybody? I know most people would say they'd probably go to the one with all the reviews, with the 10,000 reviews. So the number of reviews is very, very important. Does anyone know, and you can throw it in the chat bar, does anybody know one of the easiest ways to get additional reviews? Pretty good, Donna. She got it right off the bat. Yeah, ask for them. It sounds simple, and it really is. If you're in person, you ask for them in person. You definitely, if you're in a brick and mortar business, you should have a sign up saying, hey, if you like our service or if you like our product, please consider giving us a good positive review. It helps our business, something like that. But asking for reviews is super important. There are even some point of sale systems like the ones that we connect our clients with that will prompt your repeat customers that come back often. It'll automatically prompt them to ask for a review. Having reviews and checking reviews is really important. There's so many different platforms, but we all know probably the major three: Yelp, Google, and Facebook. It's really important to pay attention to what people are saying about you online, and because you really want to protect your reputation. But going to different platforms can be kind of time consuming. That's why there are systems now that will take all the reviews from every major system, from every major review site, and put them into one so you can see them in one spot. And why is it important that you see all your reviews? Because you should be responding as a business owner. You should be responding to every single review, or at least assign it to a manager. And that's so important. I'm going to say it one more time. You should respond to every single review. Obviously, the good reviews, hopefully you're getting a lot of those. Those are really easy to respond to. It's the negative ones that you might have a hard time with. So I'm going to suggest that when and if you get a negative review, that you take a breath. In fact, you probably should take 2 breaths before you respond. Don't be defensive, and definitely don't be argumentative. What that does is it's more for the people that are the other people, not necessarily for the person who gave you the bad review. They want to see that, one, that you're paying attention to your business, that you care about your business, and you care about what your customers think. So really important to respond to every single review. So now that you have some new customers, how do we keep our existing customers? Did you know that it's 5 to 10 times more expensive to gain a new customer than it is to keep an existing one? So how do we get them to keep coming back more often? Back in the day, way back in the day, all you had to do is say, thank you, come again, right? But that's when you were the only store that sold that product or service on the block or in the area. Now it's not so easy. We all have a lot of competition. Pretty much almost any business, you're going to have a massive amount of competition. So it's really important to stay in front of your customers as much as possible. One of the easiest ways and one of the least expensive ways to do this is by sending out a monthly newsletter. We've probably all received some type of newsletter from a company that we've done business with, and it's just a simple email that shares some information. Only need to send it about once, maybe twice a month, but once is usually good for most businesses. The main purpose of your newsletter is for you to stay top of mind with your clients. You're basically reminding them, hey, here I am. Remember me? Just reminding you, I'm right over here. And I've talked to many business owners. You might be thinking, well, my customers, they know me, they love me, they're going to keep coming back. And that might be true. But keep in mind that your customers are being bombarded by various marketing sources all over the place. So it's important to really keep reminding them that you're there. In the newsletter, all you want to do is deliver something of value. For example, let's say you own an auto repair company. Well, you could put something like, here's how often you should check your tire pressure. Something simple like that. If you're in real estate, maybe throw in a gardening tip, something like that. By the way, as a side note, if you are in an industry that has a long buying cycle, in other words, your customers are not coming to see you every day or every month, it's going to be years before you see them again. It's really even more important that you stay in front of them as much as possible. In your newsletters, you can, from time to time, put a special offer at the end of newsletter to have your customers possibly come back more often, but it's not really that necessary. The most important thing is to stay top of mind. Somewhere around 7 years ago, I did business with a company that started sending me newsletters, and they'd send them once a month, sometime twice a month. Sometimes I'd open them because they'd have information there for entrepreneurs, and I'd read them. And a lot of times I deleted them, but they kept sending them, and I never unsubscribed. Well, last year, I realized that I actually needed a service that company offered. Do you know that I didn't even check any other company? I went right to that company as if they were the only company that provided that service. And I'm kind of a shop around kind of guy, but I went right to them. That's the power of newsletters. Another way to get your customers to come back more often is loyalty programs. Now, does anybody remember the old style punch cards? You know, where you either got a punch or a stamp, and you got a certain amount and you got something free. Was anybody like me where you got 9 of them out of 10, and then you lost your card? Am I the only one? Oh, I guess no one said anything, so I must be the only one. Well, the modern day loyalty programs, they're more digital. And what they do is they give your customer a reason to come back, but primarily they also do exactly what a newsletter does, and it keeps you top of mind. Now, we've been marketing loyalty programs for a number of years, and we've seen loyalty programs increase different companies' revenue 5 figures within just 3 or 4 months. But yet, I talk to many business owners that tell me something like this. Well, we have a great product, our pricing is fair, we don't need to give any kind of specials in order for our customers to come back to us. And you might be right, but just know this. If you're not offering your customers an incentive to come back to you, your competition is. And it might be only a matter of time before somebody that was your loyal customer is somebody else's loyal customer. Because people want to feel appreciated. You show your customers appreciation, and then they'll continue coming back more often. Also, today's modern loyalty programs add one additional feature. They give you a way to directly communicate with your customer on something they have with them at all times, pretty much. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Something that all your customers have with them all the time? Anybody know? Yep. Thank you, Shatrine. Yeah, a phone. They have their phone with them all the time. Today's modern loyalty programs allow you to send push notifications so you can offer an immediate special. Just last week or the week before, we had some bad weather. If you had a brick and mortar business, that might have reduced the number of clients coming into your store. So let's just say you sent out a special saying something like, hey, a snowy day special, come in before 6 o'clock today and get a buy 2, get 1 free offer. Those types of things, sometimes, many times, cause an immediate response, especially when it's a limited time or you put an expiration date. So let's talk a little bit about staff. How do we get more staff members? How do we keep our existing staff members? And how do we reduce the amount of time it takes to hire and train them? We talked about staffing being a major crisis now with the pandemic, right? So when you want to get more staff, one of the first things we do, right, you put an ad in the paper, maybe, or you mention to people, hey, you know, I'm looking for someone that does this. But for a lot of people, they put an ad. And rather than offering them a job, let's do what the large companies do and not offer a job, but offer them an experience. When you have a moment, check out companies like Apple and Zappos. Zappos sells online shoes, Zappos. These companies like this and many other companies, what they do is they offer an experience of what it's going to be like when someone comes and works with them. They've developed a culture. And as a small business, you can develop a culture too. Now, the idea of developing a culture, it might seem maybe overwhelming a little bit, but a culture is basically your ultimate vision of your company. Think about when you first started your company. How did you imagine it to be? That's your culture. And now when you're running an ad in the paper or you're looking for people, you're inviting them to share your vision. You're inviting them to be part of your culture. And finally, you want to highlight the importance they have on your team. So now we've got our staff. They're there. Now we need to know how are we going to keep them here? You're basically going to continue to experience. You started off talking about a culture. Make sure you nurture the culture. Don't talk about a culture and just have no culture. Also consider collaborating with your staff members, no matter what level they're at. Solicit and consider their suggestions. When people feel heard, they want to stick around. They feel like they're part of the team. And the last one's a big one. Recognize them at every given opportunity. Entrepreneur Magazine, Forbes, Psychology Today, and many other sources all agree that people will work harder for recognition than they will for money. So make sure you're recognizing your staff members as much as possible. How do we reduce the amount of time to hire and train? When I was in the Army, we used to have, for everything that we needed to do, we had something we called an SOP, or a standard operating procedure. As a business, having something that's written, it gives your employees, your staff, a documentation of expectation. this is what you expect from this employee, or even this is what you expect from this particular staff. So having something written, really important. You could also have it in an audio version, but video for sure is king. Now in the chat box, did anybody ever work for a large fast food chain or a grocery store? Has anybody ever worked for one? Okay, thanks, Donna. So do you remember, put it in the chat box, how they trained you? Anybody? Yep, look, we have Donna and John. Yeah, they sat you down in front of a video and you watched what you were supposed to do. What does that mean? That means that the owner or the manager doesn't have to sit down and spend time with you. If you decide to leave in a couple of weeks, they're going to just plop someone else back in there, and it's not wasting a bunch of time, and you don't have to recreate the process every single time. Now, as a small business, you might be thinking, you know, how do I create a video? Now, we don't do that at Gladiator Excellence, but we do know people that do. So I'm glad to give you guys a referral to someone who can do that for you. But it's really easy to put something in writing. It's easy reference. If it's something that you have to learn over and over, if it's a difficult process, consider doing something audio. And for sure, video is the way large companies train their employees, and you can do the same. Anybody interested in finding out how we can increase our profit? Well, there's a few ways. We're going to reduce expenses, we can pivot, and we can also leverage technology. Now, before I talk about expenses, I need to let you know that I am not this is my disclaimer, okay? I am not a CPA. I'm not a licensed accountant or anything like that. I just know what I've seen over the years. Your expenses should be examined monthly, or at least have someone examine your expenses monthly. What I've seen over the years is many business owners don't even realize what their expenses are each month. And as a result, they end up paying for services that they either no longer use or use very little. In addition to that, sometimes they're paying way too much for a service, and it's important that you go through and periodically at least see what can you reduce, what can you eliminate? Because if you reduce your expenses, automatically your profit will go up. There's even companies that are out there that will negotiate with your existing providers for lower rates for you. We don't do that at Gladiator Excellence, but we do know people who do. Again, I'm glad to give you the referral. And finally, if expenses, finances, accounting, taxes, if that kind of thing is not your bag, if it's not your cup of tea, if it makes your head spin like it makes my head spin, don't do it by yourself. Hire someone to do it for you. The amount of time, the amount of money you save will be well worth it. Now, we have heard the word pivot quite a bit, right, since the pandemic started. So let's talk a little bit about how you can do that. First of all, look at what your larger competition is doing. How have they pivoted their business, and is it working for them? If it is, maybe something you can consider doing. Also think long-term. Is this pivot you're thinking about doing something that will benefit your business even as the pandemic starts to die out? Hopefully, right? And if it is, then maybe something you should consider doing. And finally, it used to be that selling services and products online was challenging. It was difficult. Well, now there's technology that makes it fairly simple. We even market a program that allows you to sync your online sales with your brick and mortar sales, so it kind of syncs the inventory for you. And here's one other nice piece, and this technology is newly available. Now, a small business can have an online sales presence where you can sell a product and it can be delivered to your local customers in the same day. Yeah, that's right. As a small business, they can order and be delivered in the same day. Can somebody say, pow, Amazon, right? So consider ordering online. We have a client that's here in the Portland area, and when they came to us, the pandemic had just started, and they had started business not too long before that. They had no online presence at all, and obviously they had to shut down for a bit. They're a food service company, so they were able to stay open, but they were losing a lot of business. We got them set up online, and now 2 years later, over 80% of their business is coming from their online ordering. So that's the power of online. So let's talk a little bit about leveraging technology in order to increase your profit. The payment systems you use can leverage your technology. Are you making it easy for your customers to purchase? Are you offering curbside delivery? Are you offering ordering online? Can they pay with Apple Pay, Google Pay? I like to say all the pays. Those are some things you should consider with your payment systems. We already talked a little bit about marketing systems, including newsletters and loyalty programs. Implementing those can actually raise your profit, not just reduce your expenses. And one of the largest expenses many businesses incur is credit card processing. It can cost your business literally hundreds to thousands of dollars a month. That's why we've partnered with several processors that now offer a flat fee for unlimited credit card processing for approximately $30 a month. In fact, we recently helped a restaurant in Houston who was spending about $3,500 a month in their credit card processing fees. They now spend less than $30 a month. This is all newer technology that's available in new legislature as well. So you might be saying, okay, where do I go from here? We talked about a few things that could have a positive impact on your business, but if you're like most business owners, you have a lot going on. So you may want to be wondering, where do you start? Because we talked about review management, we talked about newsletters, loyalty programs, online sales, and we even talked about payment systems. Now, you could search Google or go to various companies that offer all these services, or you could choose to work with me in Gladiator Excellence. The bottom line is not having the right technology is costing your business time and money. Gladiator Excellence specializes in unique payment and marketing solutions that increase your profits while giving your customers a better experience. We serve as business service consultants for you, and you give you the right tools for your specific company, and you don't even pay us. Those companies pay us. For about 80% of our clients, we're able to set them up and connect them with a system that incorporates all the tools you see on the screen right now. And for the other 20%, we're experts at finding the right systems and the right combination of systems that works for your business. But here's the key. Our loyalty is to you, the business owner, not to the providers of the different services, which works to your benefit. I've got my contact information right here on the screen. I'm also going to put it again in the chat box. If you scan that QR code, it will bring you directly to a scheduling link specifically for folks that are here part of this presentation. I want to give a special thank you, first of all, to everyone for spending time with me and listening to me, but thank you to Greg Long and Shatrine Craig for putting this all together. And if you have questions, I'll continue to answer those questions in the chat, or you can email me directly. I look forward to possibly working with you and or your referrals. Thank you.
That was amazing, Sandro. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome.
I did see a question in there, so we can definitely jump to that. But yeah, let's get some conversation going, because I know I have a few notes and some questions that I'd like to ask. So all right, I think we've got. Oh, who helps you with the delivery? You know how you were talking about the same day delivery for the small businesses?
I do not know off the top of my head the name of the company. We use a service called Spot On that they're tied into a company that does that delivery. Actually, it's connected to two pieces. One piece it sets it up, but it's actually the delivery are done by DoorDash drivers. So they're leveraging an existing technology and an existing business that's already there, and it's something that seems to work really well. But it's one of those ways that we can compete with the big box businesses. Let's see, is it industry specific or flat fee? It's not. Let me see who asked that. John. It's semi-industry specific. It's around $30 a month. Sometimes it's a little less depending on your business, but that's the average, right in the area of $30, John, to answer your question. Yes, Robin. Yes, part of it's one of the systems that we offer is a system that brings all your reviews from all the major sites, including the big three, in one spot. And when it arrives, it will send you an alert if you want. It can push notification on your phone and email, so you can respond to it right away. It's really convenient, so you don't have to search down and track down all the reviews that are out there. If you'd like to know more about that, reach out to me. I'm going to put my information here in the chat box in just a moment. Let's see, another question here. What happens when you ask for a review and your customer doesn't do it? It's a very, very good question. You ask again. Lubna, I happen to know that you work with consumers, the average consumer. You also work with businesses. If you're working with businesses, and this is for everyone, you need to know that asking for a review, there's a good chance you will not get that review the first time you ask. You almost want to have some email templates you can use to continue asking. It may take 3 or 4 times before you get that review. Business owners tend to be really busy, and even though they understand reviews are important, for some reason, I haven't figured it out yet, they don't necessarily give reviews in the same way they want to receive them. So you continue asking, and of course, if you ask out 5, 6 times and they don't do it, you just have to move on. Let's see. John says that Lubna, you should actually just do shock treatment for those customers. I'm not going to co-sign on that one, John. That's all you. Okay, that's all you. Lubna, Lubna and I, we know each other, and so Lubna, let's talk about that. I have some techniques that I use to get reviews, so we'll talk more about that. Just give me a call or send me an email. We'll talk about that.
Well, and Sandro, I was thinking, I have found and been working with quite a few clients that they've moved to doing digital receipts. So, you can do via phone, via email, and then attach to each one. So you get a text or an email, and it gives you the recount for your receipts, which I love. You can save instantly for all your planning for the IRS and stuff, your business side. But then at the bottom, they tag on do you have a quick moment to respond and give me a review?
Yes.
It would help my business grow. Something really simple, something very personal. And, I don't know about you guys, but some days you're just running and you're like, oh, great, I'm gonna leave my text. I'll deal with this later. And you might circle back around in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You're like, oh, now I can leave a review.
Exactly.
You have the time.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Shatrine, where use the sale process to get the review. And if you're using a point of sale system to send those text or those email receipts, a lot of the point of sale systems will actually prompt for reviews from your repeat customers, but you can also use their email address to ask them for review. And if you're doing paper receipts, consider using a QR code and linking it to your favorite review site. If you have to choose one, by the way, choose Google. Facebook is great too, but if you have to choose one, you could link a QR code to your Google review site and put it on your receipts, whether it's an invoice receipt, whatever it is. If you don't know how to do a QR code, reach out to me. There's many free sites that will actually make the QR code for you, and I'll share that with you.
Yes, and I would say too, how you speak to Google, I would say thumbs up to that. And if you haven't registered your own business, you can actually go into register my business at Google, and it'll walk you through that just to make sure you have all your right info. Because I know when I came into working with the chamber, someone else had set it up and there was like all sorts of misinformation there.
Yes.
So it was great. And it's interesting though, they actually did, to verify it was you, they do an old school like mail postcard to you.
Absolutely.
To make sure it's you check it off. So if you haven't done it, just to double check yourself, kind of like our finances, do that. So then when you get all these amazing reviews, you're sure it's you.
Yeah, you're right. Someone can actually, if you don't claim your company, it is possible for somebody to claim it. If you have questions about that, I have a lot of experience in that area in dealing with Google, but you should absolutely have your Google My Business page set up already if you haven't. But I'm glad to offer my knowledge in that area, and I'm sure Shatrine will too, because it seems like she knows.
We got to work together on these things because there's so many little facets.
Yes, the old school card is the funny part. I mean, you're going to Google and you're saying, okay, I want to set up my business so I can receive online reviews, and so I come up on Google, and then they send you a card, an actual physical postcard with a stamp on it and everything. And then when you get it, you have to enter a code online to verify your business. If you've done that, by the way, and you didn't get the card, do it again. It's very, very common for you not to get that postcard the first time you ask for it. I don't know why. It's Google, for goodness sake. Come on.
They've driven by your house and figured out a map of your house, so they should know where you are.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, no, I would agree. Such great information. I also, we were talking about online. I'd love to chat too about what you think for social media as well. That tool, you've got your reviews, and we were talking about newsletters, staying in touch, different things like that. And then, I'd speak to the free, like you guys have your networking group here. A lot of you know each other and such, and I know it's so amazing to be able to work in the social world and have Facebook, you got Google reviews, you've got LinkedIn, you've got Instagram, all these things that you can work with. And it takes time, but it's free. And then you've got friends that can pass and share. And so, I mean, is that something you would encourage as well for them to dive into?
Absolutely. So I purposely left social media out of it. And one of the reasons, remember I said, if you don't like it, like if you're doing your finances and you don't like it, you're not going to do a good job at it. Probably you're going to leave it out. That's social media for me. So I pay someone to do that. I'm not a big user of social media, but I'm a fan. I know it works. It makes sense. But it's an area where if you are not good at it, sometimes you're just wasting your time, honestly. So if you're not good at it, find someone to do that. Two things I recommend people find someone that you leverage someone else's skills is finances, if you're not good at it, as far as accounting and such, and social media, because otherwise you're just spinning your wheels. But I absolutely agree. Yes. Having your social media presence in the right way can help you build your culture and your business.
I love that input, because it's so true. You can spin your wheels and waste hours of time that you don't have if it's not your thing, for both.
I did it. I couldn't understand. I took 3 courses on social media. I still couldn't get it right. Matter of fact, before I did that, not saying that this caused the problem, but when I started taking courses in social media, I had a full head of hair. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm not saying social media caused the hair loss, but it's just a funny coincidence. So maybe leverage it out to an expert.
Oh, that's great. Yes. And then we've got who do we hire for social media?
They're in BNI. It's a not on our chapter, Arrow North. Actually, John Rivers connect me to them. I can do an introduction for you if you like.
And I saw the paid ads too. You've got that. If you're doing Google, I would say Google Words, like the word search. I had somebody who had a very decent budget that was working on some stuff, and they tested out like 7 different opportunities of the best way to really reach people. And this was last year in the midst of the pandemic. And they did find, I will just say, after a lot of their time and money, they did find that they had extreme success with Google Words. So, and it was not a huge financial, like, it was not a kick in the pants to, jumping into it. So if you're interested and you're like, what should I do? Just go look at it. If that's where you're wanting to do a small launch by yourself, go just check out that one at first, because it was really interesting. And he was a chiropractor. So, he had a different niche, and he figured out what words people were looking for, and his little information would pop up nicely. But I thought that was an interesting outcome that he came up with.
Yeah, powerful, very powerful. So I'm looking to see if did I miss any questions, Shatrine? Did you see any of them in there that I might have missed?
I don't think so. I think we're good.
Okay. Well, I'll throw my information there one more time, and with the link here that has my email address, my phone number, my blood type. No, I'm sorry, not that. But it has all my information. Listen, if you have a question about anything I talked about, if you need a referral to, for example, a videographer, just reach out, let me know, and I'm happy to do that. All my information is right there.
Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much. Such great
Thanks
information.
For having me. Thank you.
I hope you guys feel like you gained some great information. I know I did. I took a lot of notes. And so, just my name is Shatrine Craik, and I'm the executive director for the Westland Chamber of Commerce. And Mr. Greg Long has been an amazing member of our board. And so he knew Sandro and said, hey, let's bring this in 2022. And we were so excited to see that happen. And so, I will just say, for our chamber, if you're looking to get plugged in, and, as we move into 2022, we'd love to partner alongside your business. Our chamber offers amazing resources, business representation in the community, small business economic development, and tourism advocacy, with networking and a governmental connection in there. We're expanding and really trying to reach and offer so much more, because we want to see our community and you connect, grow, and thrive. If you have more questions about our membership, I will put a link. It's just westlandchamber.com, and then there's membership there, or my email. So I will put that in the chat for you. We basically, I know it's cheesy, but we'd love to highlight you in 2022. So, thought we'd do a little rhyme there, but no, it's honestly, we want to see our small businesses and our community come through this together and do it well, and with a great impact, because I don't know about you, but I love Oregon, and I love all the opportunities that our small businesses bring to the places we live. And I want to keep that growing through this amazing time. So thank you so much for today. I appreciate it. And I think, unless there's anything else, I think we're good to go. Greg, do you have any final words? Are you good?
Well, we've got so many BNI members in here. I do want to highlight that it is a BNI practice. They encourage you belong to a chamber. They're very complimentary. So do not hesitate to expand your reach by joining a chamber. Westland Chamber is a great place to land, so I highly recommend Westland Chamber. A lot of good people there. So do we have time, Shatrine? I'd love for everybody to introduce themselves.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Yes.
Give a name, what your business is, if you got any special promotion this month. So Shatrine, take that over.
All right. Well, you just heard from me, Shatrine Craig in the chamber. I did put my information in there in the chat, and I would love it if you've got a chance to put yours in there as well, so we can all save it and then connect with each other afterwards. So let's see, I'm going to kind of spin around here. Lubna, would you do a quick introduction of yourself, please?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'm Lubna Keke. Everybody knows me. Company Event Plus International. I do event planning for private and corporate, and I do custom gift baskets, and I'm so happy about it. I guess my best thing for this month and next month is my Valentine's Day gift baskets that I'm in the process, and the order form will go Monday. Monday we'll have the order form linked to my website. I'm looking forward to have a lot of orders.
That's so exciting. Thank you so much. Miss Robin.
Busy typing in the chat box. Robin May from World Hearts Fair Trade. I have a retail boutique in Oregon City located at 705 John Adams Street near the old Singer Hill Cafe. And we offer handcrafted artisan gifts from around the world, all made by fair trade certified artisans. So all sustainably sourced and ethically made. And right now we have a sale going on this week. We are making room for our, believe it or not, spring inventory coming in. So we have celebrating 2022. We have 22% off our entire store. And you can shop on our website online, worldheartsfairtrade.com, and input code NY2022. I'll put all that in the chat box. And yeah, we do usually deliver same day, usually by me or my husband. So beat that, Amazon.
That's amazing. All right, Mr. Rivers.
I'm John Rivers. I'm the janitor of AOIT Consulting, and our business provides IT consulting to the Portland metro area for any computer issues that you're looking for, having problems with, whatever.
You clean everything up so nicely, John. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I will just say John is extremely good at what he does. A little bit more than a janitor. Oh wait, yes, a lot more. Chris, hi, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Chris Collins. I run a small business called Progressio Development, and we do web design and web development services. So very complementary stuff to a lot of what Sandro was saying. So if there's some complementary stuff we can help out with, be glad to support him and refer him, of course, to all of our customers. So.
Fantastic. Miss Donna.
Hello, everybody. I'm Donna Cappadocqua with Chrysalis Partners, coaching business leaders to success for 30 years, and I am always willing to talk with people about their goals and their priorities and how to put them into action.
Thank you so much. And if you didn't get to see, Donna came and spoke to us actually and did a lunch and learn before. We've got her video saved. Amazing points as well. If you're talking about business, growing your business and such. Nicole, hi.
Hi, Nicole Robenheimer with Precious Hammer Jewelry Studio. I help women get the most out of the jewelry they've been collecting their whole lives, and I specialize in antique restoration and heirloom redesign.
Amazing. Thank you so very much. Okay, I believe, is it Aram? Aram? I apologize if I mess it up.
Yes, that's right. Or Aram.
That's
okay.
Dr.
Whatever you prefer.
Levandoski. Dr.
Yes.
Levandoski.
So my name's Aram Levandoski. I'm owner of AOM Health LLC, an acupuncture clinic in Tigard, Oregon. Been working at it for 12 years now. And my special offer for 2022 is only to John Rivers. It's 2,022 needles. So that's my offer. It's good to see so many people here and great information. Thank you.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, Jer, take it away, my friend.
I'm up. Okay. Jerry Cox, Legal Seal Business Solutions. We're the most affordable legal service you can ever have for your business, offering for all small businesses. We're, anything you need legally, we got it. Got you covered. It's just a month to month, and we're in all 50 states and all of Canada. So whatever your business takes you, we're there to help you.
Fantastic. Thank you. Stephen.
Almost said good morning. Good afternoon, everybody. Stephen Quick. I own SQ Merchant Services, been in the industry since 2007, helping you accept credit card and payment and ATM since 2007. It's good to see you guys. I'm also on the board with the chamber.
Ben.
Hi, everybody. Ben Hansen with Country Financial Insurance. I'm part of the Portland Business Advantage chapter. Here to support Sandro, the chapter, and to check out the chamber. This is a great group of people. Definitely would love to check it out. I'm always looking to network, expand everything. So yeah, really excited. Pleased to be here. And yeah, thanks, everybody.
Thank you so much. Greg.
All right, Greg Long. I'm in residential lending with Willamette Valley Bank. Been in the business over 30 years. The special I want to bring up right now is we just got refunding on, it's called Home Start Grant. So it's up to $7,500 that can be used for down payment or closing costs for a first-time home buyer that meets the income limits. So if you know someone looking to buy a house under $300,000, it's a great referral to me.
Sorry, I was taking notes. I was like, oh wait, I'm like, I gotta make a Moen. Well, I think that is all us. Yes. Again, I'm Shatrine Craik. I'm the executive director for the chamber. Again, I'm here. If you have any questions or just maybe resources, if you need resources, because our chamber also has been partnering with Lake Oswego to build the Westland Business Resource Centers through this pandemic. So we have got some connections and some different unique opportunities with the community and with the county. So if you've got ideas for your business and you need also different connections like that, or you just have questions, always reach out. My email and my phone are always open. I also too, I own Craik Designs. I've been doing that since 2005. I believe. So that's my fun little side thing that I do. All right. Well, friends, this has been amazing. I feel like we have introduced everybody, covered everybody, but yes, I'm hoping you guys can save the chat and then we can connect offline because we've got some amazing folks here and I want to make sure we reach out because I'm thinking after Sandro's amazing presentation, we all could connect and ask some questions from everybody here. I feel like it'll come into play. Sandra, would you like to say anything else or are you good?
I think I'm good, but I don't know. John's known me for a while. John, am I good? Actually, I just want
Awesome.
to say thank you again. Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Shatrine. Thanks for having me here. And thanks for participating as well. Sometime with a webinar, you don't get the reaction like you do if you're in person. So participating in the chat bar is definitely helpful. And if there are any additional questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to respond.
Perfect. And with that, thank you, my friends. We appreciate this time, and I hope Happy New Year. Have an amazing rest of your day and take care.